My God, here he is, brighter than the burning sun. Here's Mick.
And good evening, everybody. Right, it's a very quick one. I'm not up to my 10 minutes tonight. It'll be very quick. Just a quick catch up for you. And I'm just throwing a couple of bits of nature in this time, purely because I want to test out a couple of things. So I thought I'd tell you some interesting facts about nature that you never knew. And if you did, you must have read a book about them before me. Right. First of all, I'd like to introduce my friend here. Now, my friend's called Percy the penguin. Now, penguins are very interesting. You may not realise why, but do you know how to count penguins? Well, I didn't, and then I found out how you count penguins, and I was amazed. And what happens is, scientists tried counting like 1, 2, 3, but they kept moving around, so they weren't getting very far, and they kept losing, running out of finger job. Right. So, what they decided, they'd go into space, not the scientists, they'd use a satellite, and they'd take a picture and see if they could count the penguins. So they took a picture, and 1, 2, 3, 4, they kept moving around because some were going in the water, some weren't coming out of the water. So they got in a tiff again, so they went, right, how are we going to get these penguins counted? So he says, I know. He says, we'll measure their excrement, their poop. And the logic behind this is that penguins, no matter whether desert or whatever, one of the mainstays for the diet is krill. Now, krill, easiest way to look like a shrimp, make life easy for everyone. So they're eating these thousands and thousands of shrimps. Now, the shrimps in turn are eating this what they call a bloom of little algae things, and they change with a bit of heat, and they go pink. So they're getting eaten by the krill. The krill are getting eaten by the penguins. And when the penguins have got them in the tummy, it warms it up a little bit, and it goes pink. It comes out as a pink poo. So what they do is they actually, from space, right, this is true, honestly, like they actually measure the size of the poo stain on the ice to work out exactly how many penguins are there. So, and I thought, well, that's absolutely bizarre, that. Now, another mammal that lives in the sea that eats krill are whales. Some types of whales eat krill as well, but you never see a great big pink stain. In the swimming pools they used to put that dye in. So if anyone had an accident in the swimming pool, you had a stain behind you. Well, they don't. So you think, well, hold on, if it applies for the penguins, does it apply for the whales? No, it doesn't. So you don't get a whale swimming along with a great big pink stain behind it. So unless there's a couple of Japanese chaps in a trawler, but that, no, you don't. It's very strange that you don't count penguins, but you count the size of penguin poo stains. And I thought it was quite funny, that one. And then another interesting fact for you is about humans. This is going to be a bit of a shock for you. Do you get people nowadays that are lactose intolerant? Basically, they can't eat dairy products. Now, I don't know if anyone knows this, but up to 10,000 years ago, all humans were lactose intolerant. It's only when we started farming beasts did we actually start getting over this intolerance. So that is the reason why we have people who are lactose intolerant. It's actually a genetic trait. You can find weird things like that with genetic traits in the Himalayas. The Sherpas who live up there, the people who live in the Himalayas, they have in their bones a slight genetic variant. And that is why they can go up to like 20,000 feet and Himalayas, sort of up to base camps for Mount Everest and things like that. They don't need oxygen, yet Westerners do need oxygen. It's because their actual bodies can absorb more oxygen. I think that's how it works. But basically, it's where the tree, the great tree of the humanity, went off on different branches, and these people descend from one of these tribes that their body had adapted to living at great heights. So they've actually kept that. So that's why they can go without the oxygen a lot longer than the Westerners and the people that are guiding up. Well, not just Westerners, people from all over go now. But that's why the Sherpas can actually do this. So, and then if you go over to Africa, you have the Maasai warriors who are like really tall. Well, you know, I'm saying massively tall. They're not like 8 foot or something like that, but they are a lot of them are near on 7 foot, 6'2" upwards. Don't get many shorter than that, which is actually their part of the tree goes back to Homo sapiens giganticus, which lived in Africa, and they were over 7 foot, so they'd be classed as giants today. So, and I'll probably do a thing about giants because they're coming into the thing, and there's been a report of a firefight, believe it or not, with American Special Forces and a giant in Afghanistan. So, and that was in the last 10 years. So, nobody's really saying much about it. Some are saying it's true, some are saying it's false. I've seen lots of variations, but we haven't got anyone from that fire team or whatever it was, because obviously they were Special Forces, to actually make a statement about it, whether it's true or false. But if it's true, wow, it's going to be amazing. I'll have to do a thing about giants because there's a lot of information out there about giants, and did they exist, did they not exist. And I can tell you, when I do this special one, I think I'm going to turn a lot of people's heads towards actually saying, yes, giants did exist. It's just a lot of people have hidden the information away. Okay, right, that's all for now. Hope you have a pleasant night, and we'll catch you all tomorrow or whenever. Bye.